this life is hard. All the trauma that we've been through, like for me, for example, being abused as a kid, or the abandonment wounds that have been created all throughout my life, whether it be certain relationships, certain family relationships, or just the fact that there's so many mundane moments in our lives. There's countless moments where we're just bored and we just wish we could just get out of that situation to a moment in time that we would thoroughly enjoy. I don't know a lot of us that enjoy being stuck in traffic, especially when we're trying to get somewhere. And I think that's the thing in life too, is that we're always trying to get somewhere because this is the society that we're born into. And we have all these dreams, we have all these wants, and we have all these plans for the future. And so we live in the future, something that's concretely not really here. So there's all these different forms and habits of suffering, whether they be inflicted trauma or self-inflicted trauma, or just plain boredom. And I know for me, for the abuse and all the other things that I've survived, what really, really saved me, the antidote to my suffering, was music. Now, I know that a lot of people have, talked about how music saved their lives, and I've definitely been one of those people. But to go more specifically into it, even just beyond my own story, but really just speaking from my own experience, there's something just so freeing that speaks to the soul, that speaks to the spirit directly through music that no other medium can. Sure, you put on an inspirational talk, or hear an inspiring poem, or read an inspiring book, or view an inspiring painting. And I think all expressions of art, expressions of the human condition, really do call to a deeper aspect to ourselves. But I think that fundamentally music is it. And I think it's because that once you get down to the subatomic level of nature, of reality, everything is frequencies, everything is vibrations. And that's exactly what music is. So music is not just something that simply sounds nice, or may even cleverly tap into what we're feeling, but I think on a resonance level is just really vibe. That's why it's a vibe, right? So it really, we vibe with certain things, especially the things that call to us, that call to our experience, that call to our journey throughout this life. So I think there's a very, very deep importance to music when it comes to preventing suicide, or preventing self-harm, preventing harm to others, self-destructive habits. A lot of music is geared towards expressing certain emotions and ideas that otherwise, expressed in another way, would be extremely harmful to ourselves and to other people. We all have a very intimately woven experience. We touch the lives of everyone that we meet, whether indirectly or directly, over long-term or short-term periods. So it's just a very delicate fabric. So obviously you got to watch your actions, you got to watch your words. But there's a lot of things that we've all been through individually, our own experiences that surprisingly are pretty common. I'm definitely not the only abused person that I've met, or someone who's been through a divorced family, broken home situation, or struggled socially, all these different things. So sharing these experiences through this medium, just talking about them, is definitely another way for me to express what I've been through and reach other people that have been through something similar, so they know they're not alone. But in my opinion, nothing quite does it like music. It was so easy for me, what I was going through as a kid, that once I discovered bands like Linkin Park, Korn, and a bunch of other bands that, you know, spoke to their suffering and spoke to what they've been through on a deeper level, that really just spoke to me. And that's lyrically. Also, the music made me, it matched the darkness that I was feeling. It matched the anger that I was feeling. It matched the pain. And that's that deeper resonance that I was talking to earlier, as opposed to just simply going by what's being said or what's being set up. I think that the whole of it, the melody, the sound, the key, the tempo, all these different things, when put together properly, really do speak to the human condition on a deeper level than anything else I could think of. So if you're a musician, you should definitely be putting yourself out there. If not for other people, for yourself. Because what better way to get out those deeper emotions, those darker feelings that you have, than through music? If you're a musician, don't be afraid to express those more vulnerable aspects of your journey or how you're feeling. It's far better than suppressing it and then having it come out in a very unhealthy way. So, like, I know I've written, like, even for other people, like clients of mine, that I've written from the perspective of like a stalker, or I've written from the perspective of like someone that did want to end it all, or from the perspective of someone that literally just wanted to burn the world down. Now, like, a lot of those perspectives are kind of scary, and especially if you act on any of these things, they're messed up. But like, to be able to express it through art, and especially get it out through your music, you're releasing what's inside of you. You're releasing that out. And now it's not going to be like this weird shadow leak that comes out in certain situations when you're talking to people, or you're in certain scenarios acting out that negative behavior. It's far better to just express it. Like, one of my favorite songs is by Death Cab for Cutie. It's I Will Possess Your Heart. And that's like a stalker anthem. I'm pretty sure Ben, the songwriter, is not a stalker, but like, we all have so many different, because we're such complex creatures. We have so many different sides to us, and I think that it's a healthier thing to do to express it through music than to hold it in. Obviously, journaling is another great way to do that, as long as you're getting it out somehow. You know, so let's you know, zoom out and just say that all art forms, if you could get that out through your painting, if you could get that out through your poetry, if you could get that out through however you do express yourself, then you should definitely do that. But if it wasn't for music, I know that for me, I would have absolutely been consumed by my rage and my sadness and my loneliness, and just really sunk deeper into the victim complex, masking it with alcohol and drugs, masking it with any vice, like food, sex, any of it, all of it probably. But instead, thankfully, I found music in those vulnerable times, and it's now my favorite thing to do. And to be completely honest, in 2018, I had a friend of mine message me telling me that they were actually thinking of ending it all. And then they heard a song that I put out at the time with my old band called Don't Give Up. And it made them completely reconsider it. And now they're in a much better place than they've ever been. And to be honest, we might strive for like financial success, stability, to be seen, to be heard, but like, just that one interaction and the fact that like I put out a song that reached somebody just in the nick of time, to me, that's the highest form of success. And I just accomplished what all the artists that I grew up when I was going through similar times did for me. I was able to do for someone else. And I think that there's like, if there's anything you could do in this lifetime, that's probably the most incredible thing that you can do, is save another life, just by sharing your own perspective, sharing a little bit of hope, even though things have been dark and you feel like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. If you could be the light at the end of the metaphorical tunnel for someone else, then I think that you're the most successful person in the world. So if you're a musician, definitely get out, or just an artist in general, try to share those darker aspects. Let other people know that they're not the only ones, and hopefully we can make the world a better place. Have a good day.